Another absolutely gloriously gorgeous day here in mid-Missouri. Absolutely unseasonably warm. It's February and the next couple of days are supposed to be 70 plus, and then we have a day of teens and then we go right back up into the 70 plus range. So everybody's internal calendar is a little off, and that includes the pregnant mare. It seems like, at least her body is saying, that she may foal sooner rather than later. We technically have probably 30 to 40 more days before she should foal, but with the weather like this and the signs her body's giving me, it seems like maybe she'll be foaling sooner rather than later. So today's plan, even though it wasn't on the schedule, is to go ahead and get the foaling stall all set up so that it's ready when she's ready and we don't have a panic at the last moment. Lots to do before we actually start that process though, so off to work. We store the foaling stall, or the boards for the foaling stall, up there when we're not using it. So it's out of the way and we can use this space, because the aisle of the barn is what actually becomes the foaling stall. So we have to get those boards down and put them up. They go on those little L brackets over there. Unfortunately, because that's such a nice kind of like shelf area, the wild vermin tend to sit up there and poop. So before we go about getting the boards down, my first step is to get everything out of the stalls that I use, all the bedding and everything, moved to the other side of the stall so that when the vermin poop comes down, I can sweep that up and not contaminate my bedding, my feed, and that kind of thing with it. So step number one is to clean up that. We generally use palleted bedding most of the year. We'll foal on straw, but this is squished pellet bedding, and I want to get it all out of the danger zone when we start to bring those boards down. This stall's done. Now on to stall 2 and 3. In this stall, because the hay bags are right under the boards, I'm going to take the hay bags out too. I really love these bags. I don't worry about them getting their feet in them because the holes are small enough and it's web instead of string, so I don't worry about a shoe getting in them. And I've got them set up so that I can flip them over the gate and fill them and then flip them back in again. It works really well. But they do eventually break, and this one has been tied on, and I'm going to have to cut it off at this point. Knowing this was coming, I've been letting the stalls get low on bedding anyway, so I didn't have to move as much, or if it gets dirty, didn't have to waste as much. And after we get the foaling stall up, we can put in new bedding. Beagle, who lives in this one, is so tidy that she doesn't use very much bedding, and so it gets a little bit dusty by the time it's time to try to add more, because I don't have to take much out, which is wonderful. Gremlin stall really shouldn't have any debris fall into it, but better safe than sorry. And it's always good to clean up the bedding anyway, so we're going to do his too. Gremlin's also really tidy, so his gets a bit dusty, but nobody's as tidy as Beagle. Next step is going to be getting this area ready to start the assembly process. So I'm going to sweep again, because once you get the boards up, you can still sweep, but it's not as easy. You've got to take down the blanket bars, take down the shelves, take down the hanging blankets, just start getting things baby ready. Spring, I took out all the mats and cleaned underneath them, and I took out all these drain pieces and cleaned out the drain so that at least we're cleaner going into foaling than we were before. Now for the fun process of disassembling blanket bars and shelves and whatnot. These poor things have been up and down so many times. It's amazing the screws still hold. Simple enough. We originally put this shelf up to protect the light switch from curious noses peeking over the top and messing with the light switch. It's super handy to have a shelf out here, whether it's doing a job or not. But Beagle's very mouthy, and I've learned with her being in this stall that I can't really put anything on the shelf. But it's still good to have it here to protect the light switch. However, it's in the way of the foaling stall, so the shelf has to come down. Again, the problem of this has been put in there many, many times. I think this will be our 7th foal. So it's been in and out at least 7 times. Holes are starting to get a little stripped. Apparently there's one screw still somewhere. Here we go. All done. Here's our critter cam. The girls are out in the pasture. They haven't been out in a while. They are celebrating. Full confession. I've never done this job by myself before. I kind of hate heights. So we'll see how this goes. While waiting for assistance, I've gathered the tools that I think we're going to need for this project. I'm sure I've forgotten something, but this is a good start.
That's a lot of raccoons, isn't it?
Yeah, and I've already knocked some of them down. I wasn't, my arms were long enough to reach each one.
So, what are you doing?
I don't know.
You don't know. No?
I got enough scrap. We can get the other side.
If you don't mind me. It's fine.
I'm I forgot how heavy these are. Good grief.
There's a reason I doubt you being able to do it solo. Get that in.
This end.
Get that in.
I was trying to read it. This one. Yeah, this one. That's west, right?
Sure. Sure that's where that goes?
Oh, we need the two big.
Yes.
Oh, and washers.
Can we put washers on the backside now? Can we start?
Oh, maybe not on the metal. Well, there are washers in the bag for the ends.
Carly, I think this is both because and for you. This whole operation.
mud dog is completely filled in with mud holes.
They do that.
You do hand me them out. Hit me like a bullet. Poor Chunky. It's Chunky's. He's today's critter camp. She really is alive. I know it looks like she's dead, but she's alive. Junkers, bonkers. No, no bonkers. Okay.
See? She's alive.
What you doing, Chunky?
She's looking out her window right now.
She loves her windows. Good, Chunky. Look at her adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you binky? Woo, there we go.
She's got 30 years already.
Filthy
Poor
rabbit.
Yes, those are nails. They're not nails. No bunnies were harmed in the making of the video.
foaling stall up yesterday with Eric's help, at least the walls anyway. I still have a bunch of stuff to do today to get it ready to actually have a mare in it though. We need to wash it thoroughly. And then we need to do a few things around the barn to get it usable now that we've blocked off the hallway. We've got to move the manure spreader and bring some hay down and stuff like that. But for the most part, mission halfway complete. We'll finish it up today. One thing farm life teaches you is to logically think through your processes. So right now, what I really want to do is move the manure spreader. But I have to move hay first because I'm going to park the manure spreader in the hay barn in front of all the hay. So first step, even though it's not top of my priority list, is moving hay. Then we'll move the manure spreader. Priorities and logic, important skills. More logic. First, now that we've got the pallet forks on, we move the straw pile that's for the foaling stall. Then we move hay, step by step. This is how it's supposed to go. Sorry about the dirty windshield. This is more how it's supposed to go. Woo! Still don't have tilt because it's quite a lot of weight out there. But this time I got the forks in the pallet instead of like between the pallet. And this is much more how the hay process is supposed to take place. Just a little light in the hind end. Just a little bit. That is how that's supposed to work. Not only did I get it dropped off right where I wanted it the first time, but I got it out again with my little fork extender still attached to the end of my forks. It's nice when things go right. Pallet fork extenders are ready to pick up the next pallet. We're going to leave the forks on for now because we still have to move the straw back inside. But because we're going to use the straw, before we get to use the manure spreader again, it's going to go in front of the manure spreader. Okay, I wasn't going to post anything about hooking up the manure spreader this time because you guys have seen that. But I just got to say, it doesn't get any better than that. That is just absolutely perfect. So sometimes you have to brag. Got the manure spreader moved, emptied, parked. Now we're putting the extra straw away. And we're going to go move the using right now straw. And then I think we'll be ready to wash the foaling stall. We got the current using straw moved to a place where it's handy for the foaling stall and where I can get Nutmeg and Bunny in and out of their stalls. So I think we're ready to put the tool cat up, get ready to wash the foaling stall. I could not have special ordered a better day to do this. It is incredibly warm and very windy and very dry. So it's gonna dry quickly in the stall, which is great. That's always a bit of a problem. We did plan for drainage in the stall. If you've never been present at a birth of any kind, it's a very, very wet process. And straw, which is the bedding that we use when we're foaling out a mare, is not a highly absorptive bedding. So you always end up with fluid that you need to take care of. And the nice thing is when we designed this stall, we were able to plan for that and it works pretty well. You'll notice that there is a drain running the length of our aisle here in the barn. And that includes under the foaling stall, under the mats. You just can't see it. So when we were putting in the mats, we drilled all these little holes so that fluid could still go through down into the drain. Now they do get full of stuff. And so every year before I start putting fluid down in here, I go through and I just kind of clean out the holes. Now that we've got everything as clean as we can with a broom and a dustpan, it's time for hot water, soap, And a scrub brush. Oh boy. It's okay, guys. It's just water. Okay, water and soap. I don't know. My scrub brush is on the last days of its life. Yeah, that's not looking very good. I think I might have to use a different one. After it dries, I do go back in and I put a horse-specific disinfectant on everything as well, but that's coming later. Little curious hole noses get everywhere. You have to get everything as clean as possible. We saw how gross the boards were yesterday. They do get passive immunity from their mothers, oh, anyway, but no sense in challenging that baby immune system any more than you have to. I like the soap to sit and penetrate for a while, so I'm just going to systematically go around the whole stall, water, hot water and soap, and then we'll go back through and we'll rinse everything off. This broom will probably never be a good broom again, but it's making a good substitute scrub brush. I don't know how much of this is staining and how much of this is actual grossness that we're going to be able to get off, but I thought it might be a good idea to do a before and after. So here's a before. Now that we're back around to where we started, it's time to rinse. Rinsing of the walls are all done. Getting ready to do the floors. Here's the after on that one wall. It's still stained, but now if you look at it closely, you can tell that it's just stain, not three-dimensional gunk. So I feel a lot better about that. For the floors, I'm just gonna soap them and scrub them, basically soap them and sweep them. Oh boy. I'm not gonna run the camera the whole time I do the floors because there's no place for me to set the camera while I do the floors. But that gives you an idea of how the process goes. Don't worry, I'm not delusional. I know that this is a long way from a sterile environment, but it's a whole lot cleaner than your average stall, and it's as clean as I can practically get a sort of average stall. We just want to give the foal the best possible shot at a healthy life that we can. So it's worth a little scrubby-dubby-dubbing to set them up for the best success possible. Water does drain decently, especially if you follow along and keep the holes from being plugged in. Well, I am a wind-blown, muddy mess, but mission complete. We have the foaling stall up, scrubbed, and ready to be used. Now the fun part, the waiting game. Thank you guys for watching. We hope you enjoy a little slice of our type of life. Certainly, subscribing is very welcome and very useful. We'd appreciate that. Like the video, share it with your friends, all the things, and tune in next time, hopefully without too much longer of a wait. We'll be able to do a foaling video, but you never know.